Welcome back to the MicroVerse. In the previous lecture, we saw how modern microbiology moved beyond simply identifying a pathogen and begin investigating the specific microbial gene responsible for virulence. But before we discuss individual virulence factor, we need to clarify two terms that are often used together and sometimes incorrectly used interchangeably. Those terms are pathogenicity and virulence. So today's question is very simple. If two microorganisms can cause disease, are they necessarily equally capable of causing disease? Let's understand the difference. So let's start with pathogenicity. Pathogenicity refers to the ability of microorganism to cause disease in susceptible host. In other words, it is essential qualitative property. A microorganism is considered pathogenic if it has the capacity to produce disease. For example, Mycobacterium tuberculosis is pathogenic because it has the ability to cause tuberculosis in a susceptible host. So, when we ask, can this microorganism cause disease? We are talking about pathogenicity. Now, let's take the concept one step further. Suppose we have two strains of the same bacterial species. Both are capable of causing disease, but one produces severe disease much more frequently or causes greater damage than the other. How do we describe this difference? This is where we use the term virulence. Virulence refers to the degree or extent of pathogenicity of a microorganism. So, unlike pathogenicity, virulence is generally considered quantitative characteristics. A useful way to remember it is pathogenicity asks, can it cause disease? And virulence asks, how effectively or severely does it cause disease? So, here we see a simple example of Staphylococcus aureus. Main strain of Staphylococcus aureus can colonize humans without producing disease. However, some strains possess characteristics that allow them to invade tissue, evade host defense, produce toxins, or survive in particular environments. This characteristic can increase their ability to produce disease. Therefore, even within the same species, the degree of virulence can differ between strains. This is an important concept because the name of microorganism alone does not allow tell us how severe the infection will be. Now the next question naturally follow. What makes one microorganism more virulent than another? The answer lies in virulence factors. Virulence factors are microbial structure products or properties that help an organism colonize the host, invade tissue, evade host defense, or cause tissue damage. Some important examples include adhesion, which help microorganism attach to the host cell, then the capsules, which can help certain bacteria resist phagocytosis. Toxins, which can directly damage host cell or interfere with the normal physiological functions. And several organisms possess mechanism that helps them survive inside host cells or evade the immune response. So virulence is not produced by universal mechanism. It results from the combined effect of multiple microbial factors interacting with the host. So here we see the pathogen plus host. And this brings us to another important point. Disease does not depend only on the microorganism. It depends on the interaction between pathogen plus host plus environment. The same microorganism may produce severe disease in one individual but mild or no disease in another. Why? Because host factors such as age, immunity, underlying disease, nutritional status, and integrity of protective barriers can influence the outcome of infection. Therefore, when we discuss virulence, we should not think of the microorganism in isolation. We should think about the interaction between the microorganism and its host. Let's put the two terms together. If I ask, does this organism have the ability to cause disease? Your answer comes in pathogenicity. If I ask, how severe or effective is its disease causing ability? Your answer comes in virulence. So remember, pathogenicity is equal to ability to cause disease and the virulence is equal to degree of a pathogenicity. The distinction is extremely useful in both examination and clinical microbiology. Now notice how this connect with our previous lecture. Koch's original work helped establish the relationship between a microorganism and a disease. Molecular Koch postulates then took the question further by asking which microbial genes contribute to the disease causing phenotype. And now we have arrived at the concept of virulence factors. So, our journey is progressive, logically, microorganism, then disease, then pathogenicity, then virulence, and then virulence factors. This is exactly how modern microbiology moved from identifying pathogen to understanding how it produces disease. So, today's question was, are pathogenicity and virulence the same thing? No. Pathogenicity refers to the ability to cause disease, whereas virulence refers to the degree of that disease causing ability. And that virulence depends on combination of microbial factors and host pathogen interactions. So now that we understand what virulence means, the next question is much more interesting. What exactly allows microorganism to become virulent? How does a bacterium attach to our cells? How does it invade tissues? How does it escape our immune system? And how do toxins produce tissue damage? These properties are collectively related to virulence factors. So in the next lecture, we'll begin with one of the first step in infection. How do microorganisms attach to the hosts? So thank you for learning with MicroVerse. Keep learning, keep growing, and let's master microbiology one concept at a time.